In the February of this year, the Super Bowl took place. Now, I'm not much of an American football fan, but I can respect the fact that it's an extremely popular event, which this year was watched by over 100 million people. One common theme with the Super Bowl is the famous halftime show, which often includes musical performances by well-known artists. As I'm a fan of Coldplay, Bruno Mars, and Beyoncé, I decided to watch the full halftime show on YouTube the next day. Now, as you've probably guessed by the title of the video, this isn't going to be about the quality of the performance or who was better than who. It's going to be about the messages that one performer in particular spread to everyone watching at home. It's very easy to take this conservative, it's Super Bowl Sunday, we should put politics and race aside and just enjoy the day with our friends and family and forget about the struggles threatening society right now. But I actually commend Beyoncé for speaking out about something. She has a strong view on something, she wants to spread that to a large audience, why not pick Super Bowl Sunday? I'm totally fine with that. The reason I've waited nearly 2 months to post this onto YouTube is that I thought by now that others would be bringing up some statements regarding the deeper message in her performance and why it's potentially flawed and a bit worrying. The majority of responses I've heard from people who watched her performance were along the lines of, good for her, she brought up serious issues with America such as the shootings of innocent black teenagers by police, and that she did, and I commend her for it. This is definitely something that needs to be addressed within America. It doesn't take a genius to work out that there are some serious issues regarding race within a lot of police departments across the country. I'm all for saying there's a problem regarding the acceptance of the African American community within certain areas of the US. However, the large majority of people failed to look past this initial layer. Her dancers were dressed as the Black Panthers, which if you don't know are a black nationalist and socialist organisation in the US. They often use violence as a form of challenging police brutality and were against the non-violent protests put forth by Martin Luther King. As a result of continued violence, there were several occasions during the 1960s where both police and Black Panther members died as a result of shootouts and general confrontations. Whilst I could go through the Gandhi "eye for an eye will make the world blind" quote and list why this may not have been the best way to combat the issue at stake, I'll give Beyoncé this one. She wanted both herself and her dancers to dress up as a group which firmly believed in valuing black lives during a time where a decent amount of society didn't. Later on in the performance, her dancers formed into an X formation in order to symbolise someone by the name of Malcolm X, who was a member of the Nation of Islam and who gained a strong following within the African American community. He was later assassinated in the February of 1965 whilst preparing to address a group of people in Manhattan. Now, the issue I have with this X formation is that Beyoncé was paying tribute to this man, and a lot of people across the world on Twitter seem to think that it was the right thing to do and respected her for it. I mean, let's quickly look into what Malcolm X's beliefs were and what he promoted. Black people were the original people of the world? Yep, okay, this is true. It's looking alright so far. That white people are the devils? Okay, well, maybe this is just an anomaly point. I'm sure there's other points. Oh, that blacks are superior to whites? Okay. And that the demise of the white race is imminent. Really? I mean, people are agreeing that tribute needs to be paid to a man that had those beliefs? I honestly don't know how you can support the work of a man such as Malcolm X without being a racist. It's absolutely ridiculous. Either people have no idea what they're talking about and are just being sheep, which, let's face it, is a perfectly viable option, or a large amount of society are generally paying tribute to a man with extreme racist views. And this is the problem I have. This wasn't a performance striving for equality. If Beyoncé got up and said we're being treated unfairly, we need the issue with the police to be sorted, and we just want to be treated the same as everyone else in society, then I wouldn't even be battering an eye. But that isn't the message she portrayed. The deeper meaning of the performance just drags society further away from reaching equality. The problem I have is nobody seems to realise this. They just feel it's good that the message of Black Lives Mattering is being brought across, without looking at the substance behind how the people spreading it feel. The response that was given to the few against the performance was one that they shouldn't be surprised if something is being said, and that they didn't get it. I feel that a large majority of the African American community didn't get the fact that they were paying tribute to an inherently racist man who could easily be held at the same level of ignorance as the Ku Klux Klan in regards to the extremity of his beliefs.